Did I just read Evilus? Yes, Evilus is coming back. It is slated to come back on the 4th, 3 days away. I want to check. Yeah. What's interesting about this, we're getting Evilus a whole 3 months earlier. I don't know how I feel about that. It sucks that it's earlier. There's a lot of people that are just not ready for this. I don't know why they did that. And this is one of the cases where a rerun came at a very different time than it did for, well, JP. It makes it less of a bait banner because at the time, this would be coming off of this banner right here. I think they know for sure people are saving for this banner specifically. It's a good and a bad thing. Because this, you know, we're like 1 month off from the New Year's one. So it's the same vein as this. I was going to be like, oh, they want people to roll this and then throw this at them so that they could go, oh, man, I just wasted all my stuff on this. Now I need to, you know, spend money, which is a similar case because a lot of people would be going for this. I need to watch the live stream to see if they talk about it. But I definitely at least need to make a video. I need to update my video. Or at least yeah, I'll probably just do like a complete. There are people like me that would save for something. I don't exactly feel betrayed by this, but I can see a lot of people going like, oh my gosh, why would they do this to me? Because I was saving, you know, specifically for this. They might have thought to themselves, they could roll this banner that's out specifically. Question, will you roll on Evilus? No. Heck no, I don't need to roll on Evilus on EN. What? I'm only missing Len. I would probably have to go all the way to pity to get Len. I do not even have enough to get to pity. It's not 6%. If it's not 6%, it's a skip. Exactly. But now that we have further knowledge of what comes out this year on JP, I've changed my opinion slightly on Evilus. Because the reason I was saving for like the Vocaloid banner is because I thought the Vocaloid banner was going to be, you know, a bunch of different Vocaloids and not like subunit. Whereas now that I know that that big banner is coming out, then it's like, oh, no, not really. I think Evilus is a little bit more worth it now. Subunitless Vocaloid is very rare. And 2, it's, you know, the last time we've seen this in a while. I don't know if we're ever going to see Evilus again. It's not a bait banner. It's a trap. That's what I want to say. It's a big trap because it comes out during the middle of a Valentine's Day event. And then we have like 2.5 coming out. Saving, you know, that many crystals, unless you like skipped out on a bunch of banners beforehand and you have the pink tickets, saving for it is actually like the hardest thing to do. It's the same thing. Like I would still get to the same point that I made in my first video. Evilus is important, yes, or they are very good to have, but you know, as the game progresses, we will eventually be able to replace them, right? The biggest use that an Evilus character will have will probably be during, let's say, World Link. And I could still say, like, you know, for a new player, it's kind of hard to just tell them to do that. But if they have the things, you know, Evilus would actually be really good because then you can fill out your roster very easily. And then also, you know, if you know that you're lacking or slacking in any of those attributes, then yeah, Evilus would be really good. This event is going to continue, you know, into February, right? So as this is a cool event, cool attribute event, or as I like to call them, the Stella event, it was Kaito. The Kaito from that is actually really important. That Kaito has been very crucial to me in EN as a whole. Well, actually, you know, if Evilus had run like this last year on JP, I would have probably rolled Evilus a little bit. And the thing is, too, as much as I like Evilus Len and how useful he is, there is another Len I'm going to be rolling for. I have to forget that to start doing lately pure. I was getting to that, Starcy. Hold on. I was getting to that. Other reason why I would not advise somebody to roll for Evilus is, well, there's 2 reasons. It is a 3% banner. For a banner that has 5 characters like that and also limited, the simple fact that they made it a 3% banner is a trap in and of itself. You could literally roll that and you're not going to get anything. All 4 of Rin, Len, Kaito, and Mako get units. Sure, they are festival units, but being festival units means that they are stronger, that they are attached to a banner with double rate up, and they're sub-unit list. So a new account would get more bang for their buck if they were to try to roll those. Like literally, all you have to do is roll 2.5 and roll anniversary. You would possibly get not only like Vocaloids from that you can use in other instances, but also other units that you can then fill your roster with, which will, you know, make the Evilus units less valuable. There is the scenario where it's like, let's say, yes, you can somehow afford to roll all 3 of those banners. Like, let's say you've been saving for it. So now that Evilus comes out sooner, it makes it easier for you to roll. Now you can try rolling Evilus, and you save, you know, till May, because now you have the time to save. I mean, not till May, till April. Now you have the time to save till the April banner, right? And then you can try your hand at getting not only Evilus and thing, and then like look at it like this. Now, especially if you're a Rin, Len, Kaito, Mako enjoyer, right? You now have like another banner to use them for, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys remember, because my brain isn't working. I'm not remembering what attribute the 3rd anniversary Mako is, and I think it was mysterious, but I'm not too sure. Down A B A B B A B A B. If that Mako is mysterious, that literally like is another slash at like, yeah, just you can skip Evilus. The only people that wouldn't be skipping out are the people that can afford to do it, the collectors that just can't ignore it, and people that, you know, they're character enthusiasts. Like take me for example. If I could, I would like to have all the Lukas, you know, all the Mikus as well, but I honestly cannot do that. But if I were only ever rolling for Luka and Miku and not other characters, then I could possibly go like, oh yeah, let me do that, because, you know, on JP I don't have Evilus Luka. And let me check the Mako. Yeah, the Mako's mysterious. So there is literally one less reason. Okay, I was right. Like if I had a birthday Luka, if I had both birthday Lukas, I'd be able to like run Luka practically on every event. You can use whatever character you want, to be honest. Are you character enthusiast, or do you want to have more wide range, right? Because I could eventually, the more subunitless Vocaloids I have, the better, right? Then I could fill in whatever slot I ever need, right? On EN, we have like a case for that. The only time you can't do that is during a mix event. I would actually, you know what? I would actually argue that like subunits are somewhat losing their value. But yeah, we don't always have a mixed event. But if we ever have like a mixed event, right? And with World Link, while you could use the Vocaloids, you would be more likely and recommended to use, you know, a Vocaloid that's a subunit for a World Link. Especially because in World Link, you're like 5th character. It doesn't matter who they are, right? Because even in World Link, I don't use Vocaloids. I just use whoever's my strongest attribute character for that, you know, attribute, aside from the, you know, whoever's in the group. You know what this looks like? This is reminding me of that one meme from My Hero where it's like, it's them, the big 3.